Welcome to Hearthstone with a special guest. Not so special anymore. Used to be more special when he showed up first. But we have Sergej, and we're gonna make him learn Hearthstone, just like we made me learn Hearthstone in the very beginning of this channel. Many people don't know this, but we've been doing this TrashcanTV thing longer than I even knew how to play Hearthstone. I learned it on this channel. I played my first game of Hearthstone on this channel, and today we have Sergej with us again. If you want to know who he is, by the way, go check out podcast number 100, which is the podcast where we introduce him. He's been playing Life is Strange for a while, and today we're going to start a little bit of a thing where we teach him how to play Hearthstone. We just created his account freshly. How are you feeling about this, Sergej?
Quite fine.
Quite fine?
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I.
As opposed to you, he has the advantage that he actually gets a tutorial.
Yep, because my first game I played on JJ's account and I was thrown right in the fire.
Oh,
you are going to be playing the beginner experience, and this might be interesting for some veteran players to also have a look at, just to see, kind of get back to the roots, see how it's like.
The game changed the beginner experience changed so much since I started playing.
Yeah.
When I started playing, you had no tutorial, you had only 25 ranks in ranked, and you were basically just thrown in the mix.
So Sergej, you might want to click to start. And we're not going to help him anything about play this, play that. We're just going to give him some tips to see how stuff works, but you're going to figure out.
I don't even think we have to explain the rules to him because he has a tutorial.
He has a tutorial for the most part, yeah.
Hey, look, there's a Hearthstone pack.
Woo! You can open it for free cards. And you get a fireball. Was it a 5-mana fireball in the... What?
I didn't actually look that
That looks suspicious. I don't know. I'm going to have to, in the edit, I'm going to have to look at that image sequence again.
Ooh, it's Hogger.
So you're typically the guy on the bottom, and your opponent is the guy on the top. That's always how it works, basically.
Okay.
And one hit start. Now Hogger is just
That's
an AI
you're
opponent.
you're literally in the tutorial.
Yeah.
If you fail this, I'm going to be very disappointed in you.
Yes.
What should I do?
Right now, nothing.
So
he plays a
Hogger
card.
just played a card.
Okay.
He also plays really slowly.
Yeah. Now it is your turn. You just drew a card. That's what happens. At the beginning of every turn, you draw a card.
Okay, that's...
In this case, it's the Murloc Raider.
Yeah, it costs 1, which at the bottom right you have the mana tray. You can see how that you have 1 mana available right now. It has 2 attack and it has 1 health.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
So you can exactly play that for what you have, by exactly. And once you're done, you hit the end turn button on the right. Now you've ended your turn. Now if the minion has lived or has been on the board for a turn, then next turn it may attack.
Right. Minions cannot attack the turn they were summoned unless they have a keyword that allows them to act differently. Generally, the rules of the game, of course, are exception-based. So there's general rules and then there's specific cases.
But you're going to learn about those. So now you get 2 mana to play a 2-mana card.
Okay.
It's a Bloodfen Raptor and it's a beast.
I would have so much preferred to have a River Crocodile, to be honest.
Yep. So that makes sense. You can now either attack that minion. You can also attack his face, which is what we call attacking the hero, but the tutorial wants you to. No, you cannot.
The tutorial does not allow you to right now.
Right.
Okay.
Because you had 2 attack, and the guy you attacked into had 1 health, so he died. And vice versa. So he had... But you would now have a thing with 2 health. Had he attacked into that, then your bigger thing would have died. So they want you to make an efficient trade.
If your guy has equal to or more attack than the opponent's guy has health, that guy dies.
So, okay, yellow is attack and red is health. Okay,
yeah. There's also a sword through the attack thing.
Yeah, and the other one is health. Which means that, for example, if you were to now use that...
Hey, there's a River Crocodile.
There's a River Crocodile. If you were to use the Raptor to hit one of the... First of all, you can play that because you have the money to do so. But you can also attack with the Raptor. Okay. And if you were to take out one of the guys, just hit him because they're 1/1s, that means that one would die, but the Raptor would not die because it only takes 1 damage.
Yeah, it takes 1 damage and it then has 1 health remaining.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can choose to do that, or you could choose to hit the big one. Which he has 10 health total, and when he's at 0, you win.
Yeah. You have 30 health total, and when you're at 0, you lose.
Yeah.
Correct. Now your turn is done, so you can hit the end turn button.
Also, I'm just gonna say that much. When the end turn button is green, that means you literally cannot do anything else on your turn anymore.
Oh, okay.
That means you've exhausted all possibilities.
You can play that, obviously. Now you want to think about look at the board. So you have a 2/3 and he's a 5/2, right?
Yeah.
So you could, if you wanted to, you can trade those minions into each other, and they would both die. And his minion is better than yours, because it has more stats than yours, right?
Yes.
So usually it would make sense to trade there.
Yes, but mathematically it would.
Yeah, he already figured out he has 2 turn lethal.
Yeah.
He's already there. He's already there.
So now his opponent is forced to trade, otherwise he would lose.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Also,
playing a spell.
So far, every single card he's played is not a real card. Just as a side note. Like your opponent, all the cards he's played literally don't exist that way.
So that's a spell, right?
Okay.
Spells are not minions that you drop on the board, but just effects. So for example, for 5 mana, you can now deal 6 damage to... 4 mana. You can deal 6 damage to anything of your choosing, which in this case would obviously be the enemy. And then you're not yourself. You can do that.
As long as as long as it doesn't say deal 6 damage to an enemy, you can deal it to yourself.
If it just says deal.
And believe me, there's edge cases in which you would want to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck?
But that's all. That's all.
Again, very specific edge case.
You got some cards. Now this card is called Arcane Intellect. It's actually a pretty good card, and for 3 mana you can draw 2 extra cards.
You know what? How familiar are you with Yu-Gi-Oh?
Not at all.
Okay, so I was gonna say it's basically Pot of Greed, but you don't have to. You don't have to understand that. Okay.
Right, now you can play the next one. Well, now you're playing another match against this dude.
Oh, we're also doing the mulligan.
Yep.
Okay,
So this is how a starter can works. Usually this is how every match starts. You're getting a bunch of cards on your hand, and then I'm not sure if it happens in this case.
No.
Maybe next time. You can then actually also do a mulligan where you can pick cards that you want to shuffle back into your deck and redraw to maybe get different ones.
Okay.
Now it's your turn. You can see that the one card you can play right now is highlighted in green to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
What's your idea? What are you probably going to do next turn?
I didn't...
So it just said you get 1 extra mana crystal each turn. That means next turn you have 2.
Yeah. That's also always a thing. You always get an extra mana crystal until you hit 10.
So, when they are played, like when they are on the board, I don't have to use mana crystals to use them,
No.
right?
No,
Okay.
Just to play the card.
Okay.
So now you can use the 2 mana crystals to play the Raptor. That one costs 3, so you can't do that yet. And you can use the Murloc to already hit exactly. The Raptor can't because you just played it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So a spell dealt 1 damage to all enemy minions, which killed 1, but the other one stayed alive because he had 2 health. Now you have a choice.
Okay.
Because you have 2 cards that you could play.
Does this effect turn on the turn I played?
Yes.
Right away.
Okay.
It is a passive effect.
Yeah, that is as long as the raid leader is on the board, all of your minions permanently have +1 attack.
Right. So if you played this and then you attack with the Raptor, it will deal 4 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if he kills the raid leader, the Raptor is gonna go back down to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can make up your mic.
Probably use that one to temporarily boost that one.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, and yeah.
Because you're already getting pretty close to killing him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I assumed he would do something similar. So.
And now you have a couple options.
Now you have 3 options.
But we're gonna let you choose what you
Yeah, of course. We're not gonna affect your decision making here.
Play Fireball! Just kidding. Just kidding.
I think I'll go with that one for now.
He's gonna attack. Now the downside to that obviously is now you only spend 2 of your 4 mana crystals, right? Which is a bit inefficient, you could argue. But the upside is you put something down on the board that can attack next turn. If you just played the Fireball in his face, you would have done damage now, but next turn you might not have had any.
Exactly, so as long as the raid leader is out, the River Crocolisk deals that 6 damage over 2 turns.
Yeah. A habit that you should get in right away is calculating lethal, which means that how much damage can I do max this turn, and then compare that to the health that he has.
Yes, 11.
Yeah, which means you really hoped you would have drawn those 2 beasts in a different order. That Bloodfen Raptor would have been lethal, yeah.
Done it, exactly.
God.
So now you could, for example, you could still do the Fireball. You could also just play 2 other cards, because they add up to 5. So you could play the Arcane Intellect and the Raptor.
Yeah.
Or just the Fireball, or just one of them, if you want to choose to do that.
So I can attack with as many cards
Yes.
as... Okay.
You can attack with both.
Yeah.
Just Fireball?
Okay,
Just fireball.
Aggressive.
I was kind of expecting him to go with the other 2.
Yep.
And I was then curious to see if he orders them correctly.
If he draws another raid leader?
Well, not, okay, the idea is that if you draw, you want to draw first.
Generally
Speaking.
If you would have played... There it is. Yeah, but this turn you easily win, obviously.
Yeah.
The trick would have been to play the raid leader and then hit with a Crocolisk to deal even more damage.
Which does not matter at all. But if you can, you do that. There's some new cards that you unlock. Which is a minion that has a battle cry. You saw that on the card. You probably
Yeah, I think that will be explained in the next part of the tutorial.
Next up, we got Lore Walker Cho as your 3rd game. And, yeah, I'll just do the same thing again. What was that about?
Skipping.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, no.
Not a thing. Because later, when you right-click on a hero, you can then emote. That's important. It's just important knowledge to, bear in your mind.
No, the important knowledge is that Mayor Noggenfogger randomizes emotes.
That too.
That is...
That's like, out of a million Hearthstone things you want to learn to get better, that's like the second to last one or something.
I love that interaction, though. Like, because the first time I...
There's a card that randomizes every target. As a passive effect for like stuff, right? And it also randomizes, if you click an emote, it might say another one.
Yeah, and if you play Fireball, it might just hit you in the face,
Yeah,
you know?
it might hit someone else. Whoever.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You're gonna go face?
Ooh, that...
I think that was a dubious decision.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna explain to you why, right? So first of all, your Murloc Raider is a bit worse than his Panda. So what you would have done is what we call trade up. You're trading a less valuable minion for a more valuable one. But the other part is that now, obviously, his Panda gets to attack. And you just played a Raid Leader, which is generally a card you want to protect.
Okay.
Because he has a strong pass effect, so...
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's a card you would like to protect. So
overall,
now he's gonna, I guarantee you he's gonna take the Panda.
Very simple thing also, your Raid Leader, I believe... Your Raid Leader costs 3 mana. I believe his Panda costs 2.
Wow, he didn't even take the Raid Leader.
What the fuck?
See, and that's what we meant before we started the recording when we said that the AI was bad.
Yeah, the AI is terrible. But a normal player would have taken out your Raid Leader because it's a good card.
I can play both of them to get a bigger attack on the next turn.
Yep.
Or you can play the other Raid Leader so that when he tries to kill one of your Raid Leaders, his dude also dies. Yeah.
Yes.
Just a quick reminder, when you start playing an actual game, you're going to be running on a time limit, which is 90 seconds per turn.
Yeah.
So then you have to kind of get into the groove of making your decisions.
Wait till he learns about Nosdormu.
Yeah.
Can't we do it like in chess with chess clock?
Yeah, somewhat like that. It's like playing Blitz or Bullet.
And like
You got 90 seconds per move basically, which is your full turn.
140
Yeah.
on each side.
Basically. And if you,
I mean hours.
If you hours no. And if you don't finish your turn in that time, well then the turn ends automatically.
Not really that important to you, but fun fact: if your
I think I
turn,
might want to do that.
if the timer on your turn runs out,
Wait. You don't hit end turn. You can attack with your Raid Leader. You can basically play everything you have now from your hand. Because all adds together to 5 mana.
I'll probably do it.
No. It makes sense.
I was about to say I don't really see a reason why not. Although, just wait for the Flame Strike.
And you gotta now consider Raid Leader ready attack.
Yeah.
That would have the advantage of killing it, right? It's
Yes,
a 4/2
he has.
And you put a 2/2 in it.
Yeah.
Well, effectively, you put a 5/2 in it because he's losing 3 attack over the board, and no matter what Cho would have traded his dude into, it would have died. So I personally wouldn't have taken it.
I would have.
But
That's to that point it becomes just personal preference.
Oh come on.
That's also such a cheat card.
Oh come
That
on.
doesn't totally not exist. He's bullshitting. He's bull.
I mean, I think any of the spells at the very least that they play are fake because they don't have a class.
Yeah.
And there's no such thing. Well, you can draw cards.
You can draw cards.
That's
It's also the
something.
only card you can play, so that makes sense.
Some questionable cards in that deck, man.
Magma Rager showing up. This is considered generally to not be a very good card just because of how unbalanced it is, right? I guess you can see why that's the case.
I mean,
but it's also the only thing you can play.
The idea is, if it survives, it's actually pretty good because you're effectively dealing 5 damage for 3.
The Snapjaw is much
But it
better,
doesn't.
but you can afford. You cannot afford it right now.
Does it make any sense to play it now? Like,
Well, yeah. It's better to have it than not to have it.
I
I mean, it has 1 health.
Yes, but if you don't play it, you don't have it at all.
Yeah.
And you gotta take his minions out before you can hit him again. So it does make sense to play it. Yeah, it's better than you have the mana. You're not gonna do anything else
The
with it.
thing is, it doesn't make sense to put him in your deck in the first place, right?
Yeah, but now you want
That's
to play.
the issue.
Yeah.
And then what you gotta do is think about what trades to make here. What will be the best valuable trades?
But he has.
He's a 3-1 if I see that correctly.
Uh-huh.
See, the thing is, if you hover over them, it says the stats that they have when you play them.
Yeah.
If you actually look at what it says on the board, it actually says their current stats.
See, for him it
It
says
does
1/1, but
list
he
all
goes
the
buffed.
buffs in the bottom of the little scroll thing. It does not list the damage that they've taken, so you have to actually look on the board what it says.
Okay.
Also, once there's a few buffs
So, yeah,
on there, it's going to
that
be tough to track.
That makes, I think, total sense to trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems really good.
Now the question obviously becomes, what do you kill with the Raptor?
Right.
Yeah, probably the biggest.
Now the question is, you're gonna just calculate the line.
Yeah,
You're gonna
just-
play the Magma Ranger. If you kill the biggest one, you have a 5/1, and he has a 1/1. That's gonna run in there, and everything's dead, right?
If you kill the
Are
1-1,
you following me?
then you have a 3-1 and a 5-1, and he has a 2-2.
So you're gonna end up with one extra.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The key
I
is
see.
that killing the 1/1 doesn't kill your dude.
Yeah, I
But
see.
either
yeah.
way, he attacks next
Yeah.
turn his dude anyway. The 2/2 still dies.
So, yeah, that makes total sense.
That makes more sense. Now you're gonna play the Magma Rager, and he can only kill one of them, which is gonna be the Rager, because it has more attack. But you still have that 3/1, which in the other case you would have.
Or he's
sacked.
just going to hit you in the face again because he makes stupid moves sometimes. But no, he did actually. Did actually do something sensible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, that's a battle cry.
Battle cry. That's a keyword.
Yeah.
You know what's fun about keywords? You can already see it. If you hover over the card,
See that card you drew just there? It says you
Wait,
drew.
what?
Novice Engineer is a 2-mana 1/1, which is understated. You know, for 2 mana, it has not enough stats, but it has a battle cry, which is draw a card, which means it's actually pretty decent.
it's okay.
It's
So
a card that people play.
yeah, if you hover over it, either that or the Voodoo Doctor, yeah, you can see that. Not only can you see the entire card, but it also
On the left.
it says the keywords in bold, and then on the left in this case, you have a little box that explains the keyword in case you don't remember what it does.
Yeah.
So this would draw you an extra card when you play it from your hand.
Yeah.
Which you have 2 cards that you can both play.
Ooh,
Yeah.
very questionable.
Correct.
Okay, so here's the thing, right?
Draw
if you
first.
have something
Principle.
that can draw you a card or generate a card,
Oh, yeah.
you're generally going to play it first
Because
to have the most options.
in this exact case, you would have sat there with a Snapjaw and this Nightblade at 5 mana. So you might have wanted to play this rather than the
Yes,
turn.
makes sense, yeah.
In this case, and in most cases, it's not going to cost you the game, but it's often advantageous to
Yeah, and your Raptor can still
do it quote-unquote correctly.
I see, yeah. Makes total sense. So...
You can still attack with your Raptor. Just quickly think about which one makes sense.
Again,
I
there's
think
two.
the hero makes more sense.
Yeah,
Hero makes more
I
sense.
was about to say there's 2 options. You can relatively easily
Yeah.
calculate what happens in either one. Like the worst case scenario is that he now creates the same outcome, yeah, that you would have otherwise, but he has 3 less health.
And now you have what we call a value trade.
Yeah.
Look at the board. Like, what would you attack with your Novice Engineer, for example? Yeah. You can kill a 5/1. That's a value trade.
You could have also hit the Snapjaw in there and had both live.
Yeah.
No, but that's better. I'm pretty sure it's better.
Yeah, taking 5 damage is tough.
That also has a battle cry, which deals 5 damage to the enemy, 3
3.
damage to the enemy hero.
If Nightblade dealt 5, it might actually be run.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, can't play both of them at the same time.
See, that makes the play last turn even worse. Because if you had played Nightblade last turn instead of Snapdraw, you would have been able to play Snapdraw and Fireball this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what the game wanted you to do there.
Yeah, too bad.
Because again, I think I said this before, but in
I
the
did
tutorial, all of the draws are basically set up in advance.
Yes,
Your
I
deck
did
is
not
literally
think it
stacked.
through. So yeah.
So you're getting to the point where you can calculate lethals. How much can you do this turn?
They really,
10, 12.
12.
they really want to teach you the value of the mage hero power.
How much you? Yeah, exactly.
Because he's one off every single time.
How much you want to do? 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could play the Arcane Intellect and see if you find something else that can also deal damage.
As a matter of fact, the idea here is, even if you were to play the Fireball, you would still have enough mana to play the Intellect.
So you play that first.
Thereby, there's no reason not to play it. Thereby, you'll play it first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh, Boulderfist Ogre.
Now you have 2 fireballs, which of course you can't play both of them this turn. But you could also play the big guy. He's a 6/7.
Good old Boulderfist Ogre.
Yeah.
Best card in the game.
Not true.
Yep.
The best card in the game is probably 4-mana 7/7.
No, also not true. It depends.
I'm joking.
Depends on in what game, actually. Like, are we talking most powerful card of all time? Are we talking best card right now?
Dude, either way, it's tough to make a decision.
Rexar, Ultimate Infestation?
Ooh, pre-nerf Yogg.
No.
Sorry, I just like Yogg way too much. I think you've won the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can deal like 50 damage to him this turn.
Spot it. I mean, yeah, you could, what is it, 12,
You have 2 fireballs.
18. You can deal literally 24 damage, yeah.
And you need 7. Pick your poison.
That was inefficient. You could have done more damage.
Whatever.
Now you can only deal up to 21 total damage.
Save that for the enemy doesn't allow you to fireball yourself.
Really?
Yeah. Click it. I didn't even know it did that. In the real game, you can fireball yourself.
In the real world, you're able to do it.
This tutorial is supposed to be foolproof. Jesus.
I have heard of people losing to Illidan before.
Yeah, that's true. Congratulations, you have succeeded in defeating yet another introductory boss. Wolf Rider is interesting because you see the keyword is charge. Now what that keyword does is it allows that minion to attack right away. So you play it, it can attack immediately. Which is why it has bad stats, but it can attack right off the bat.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it can easily still kill most other 3-mana minions anyways, at the very least. Or, 3 damage in the face and still have a thing on the board is also not that bad.
Hover over it. The minion that he played. It had Battlecry throw bananas. And by throw bananas, it means it throws bananas around and you happen to receive a banana.
Sometimes the cards are a bit vaguely worded.
Yeah, which is a spell that you can use to give a minion +1/+1.
Okay. Actually, it's really a friendly minion if I see this correctly.
Yes.
Which means you cannot give it to his dude.
Which you usually wouldn't want to do
I
anyway.
believe is not the... Is that the... That's not the wording of the real banana, though, is it?
I'm unsure.
I'm pretty sure, because I was in the co-op Tavern Brawl as well. I think you can actually...
Unsure.
I feel like regular banana can target enemies.
So just to play that as an example, you could make is play the Stone Toss Spore,
Yes, and
put the
light
banana on it,
and pray.
and kill this. And you still have the Murloc to
Wait,
hit him in the face.
Turn 2.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty good play.
Seems good enough.
Yeah. See, it can attack immediately. It has a...
Charge!
It has charge. A couple of months ago, there was a built deck in the game that, through a combination of shenanigans, made it possible to give that Stonehouse Boar over 100 attack. So you just play it and you just smack and you win.
What the fuck?
Sergej has made up his mind.
Yes.
Trades his boar and s'mores.
Yeah, I mean,
It's pretty good to have these chargers, right?
Yeah.
I would have played this differently, but I think both are equally valid.
Yeah, they're fine. JJ would have given one minion the banana to allow it to trade while surviving, and then played the Crocolisk. So you're gonna play her Crocolisk? Alright.
Yeah, I think so.
Still have 2 mana. Maybe it's Battlecry restore 2 health. When it says restore 2 health, it means you can target or aim who you want to restore 2 health to.
Restore just means heal.
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed it's to my hero.
Well, it doesn't say.
It
says restore 2 health, which
yeah.
means you can aim. You
know
could,
what?
if you want to restore 2 health to
personal
his
experience says that in like 80% of the cases it is to your hero.
hero. Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be.
You could technically do it to the enemy hero, which makes no sense. So you want to obviously heal yourself.
Well, sometimes you can do it to your own damaged minion, which is oftentimes the most effective use.
You can only do it to damaged character.
You
Yeah.
can't target a non-damaged character, it just doesn't do anything.
Okay, but if minion has lost 1 health, it will only regen 1.
Yeah.
Correctly.
Okay.
So you can just play the 2 cards that you have still. That you can play.
I don't know if I want to do that.
What's the reason not to?
Yeah, if he plays the same spell again.
Alright, that deals 2, your Voodoo Doctor would die.
Mm-hmm.
But you could play the banana on the River Crocodile.
Yes.
Just make it stronger.
See, I would have probably just been very aggressive and just play the Wolf Rider and the banana on it.
Yeah. Was thinking about that, but
Deals almost as much damage as a fireball, and you can do it again next turn, most likely. It's fun.
The question is, though, if you're always going to be afraid of the removal spell, are you ever going to play your Voodoo Doctor?
Yes, if he plays it now, I could play it and heal the Crocodile.
Okay, good. That's
So I think, generally speaking, you will realize that sometimes, right now it's okay, but sometimes that might be a little bit too careful, and you have to sometimes play a bit more aggressively. It depends on the deck you're playing as well.
Yeah.
No,
You cannot.
Yeah.
That does not have
them.
charge.
Yes.
So then
you can also tell by the fact that there's no green border around it, tells
yeah.
you that it can't attack.
It deals 2 damage to it, which, if that's, alright, taunt, new keyword. Taunt means that you cannot go through this. You have to attack it.
Play him and then attack with Crocodile to one-hit him.
Perfect.
And still have 1 health left.
And you could
I could heal him.
Yes.
So that would take 3 mana.
Together would take 4.
Both together 4.
Yes.
You couldn't do anything else with that.
Yes.
Like so, I know your board's looking pretty good. You got a couple minions, they got attack boosted. Another one. But those are easy pickings, you know that already.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Right, there's a spell. There we did it.
I want to say this much. The first card you play should be relatively obvious.
Yeah.
Because you basically play her either way.
Now you have a taunt yourself. Now you have a very good trade there, yeah, that makes sense. The other stuff can attack the face, and you still have 7 mana to spare, which you can use to, if you want to,
I know what you're gonna say!
deal 9 more damage to his noggin. That would be very aggressive, but you can totally do that. Also play it safe and play a taunt.
That mage is low-key not odd enough for me to consider that. No, I mean it's actually a fair play because,
Yeah.
Because if you're doing this, okay, so
Why not?
Normally the idea for not playing the fireball is because you might get a better opportunity for it, or you might be able to put something on your board. But the 1 mana minion is basically not even worth it. And next turn you might draw another big spell that you want to play.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. That's the thing. He's big.
That's also such a cheat card, you know? Like, that's not in the game at all.
That's a fake card, yeah, and the fact that it's displayed as being big on the screen is also fake. That doesn't exist in the game either.
But since you can already kill him this turn,
I don't like the tutorial that much.
it's fine. I mean,
it explains the mechanics, but it does so many
basic
fake
mechanics,
things.
Yeah.
Like almost all the cards your opponents play don't even exist.
Yeah.
It's such bullshit.
But the big brother came too late. Kill his minions or he'll overwhelm you. That is a hint not to smork. in this specific game.
Smork is just aggressively going face.
Smork means just ignoring what he plays and just hit him in the face.
Which is sometimes a valid playstyle, but not always. Yeah, you get an extra card because
Yeah,
the coin flip decided you go second. You've had that card before.
Exactly. Still no mulligan.
Yeah.
Maybe next game.
I mean, next game is the last tutorial game. They better teach you the mulligan before you go into a real game.
Yeah. Crazed Hunter.
Isn't that what is his name? Is it Beast Wrangler or something? That art is an actual card.
It makes sense to play that, right? You don't have
Yes.
anything else.
But the real question is,
What do you attack?
to smork or not to smork? That is the question.
Remember the hint it just gave you before you started the game? But also smork, right?
Yeah.
I mean, smork and the fact that it's basically an even trade.
Yeah.
It's an even trade and you have more health. In that situation, I personally prefer to not trade.
He would smork, yeah. But now he plays something that gives this guy more health, and then he'll value trade you.
Yeah, I mean,
That's always
I'm
the
not
trade.
saying it's generally a good idea. I'm just saying that it's called putting on pressure.
Right.
And who puts on more pressure than a 1/1 boar?
No one. A 3/1 Wolf Rider. With
Ooh.
also charge. Great.
A 1/1 pirate that has charge and it gets summoned from your deck.
It doesn't have charge, though.
It does not have charge anymore.
There was a card once, history lesson, right? There was once a card, which was a 1/1 with charge, like the boar, but it was a pirate, and it had the effect that if it's in you, even if it's in your deck, you play any pirate, it comes out. And it was super crazy because everyone would just play a random pirate.
The man has a hero power.
Yes. I'm gonna explain this real quick. Everyone would have a random pirate just played on one, and then another pirate shows up and it also has charge. and then once they nerfed the card and it no longer had charge. Alright, now you also have a hero power. You see that? That's a part of the game that just got introduced, but it's usually always the case. It's basically a thing that you can always do. It always costs 2 mana, and you can do it every turn as much as you want, once every turn.
Okay.
If you have
And
stuff
I
over.
can probably choose.
Yeah, it says deal 1 damage, so you can do it to whomever you want to.
You could, in theory, do it to yourself, but I swear to God, the tutorial is not going to allow it.
No. Just do it to the opponent, since you also don't have another card to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the hero power, you can see it turns around once you've played it, and it can be used for the rest of the turn. It's generally way weaker than a 2-mana card would be, but because you always have access to it, it's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
See, now, for example, you have a pretty good play lined up with both that guy and the hero power.
If you want to, yeah.
Because they add for 3 mana, so you're being efficient.
Yes,
and with the
it's-
hero power, you can kill his minion.
Mm-hmm.
Which is usually better than hitting him in the face with it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
otherwise, okay, the other 2 options are you play the Wolf Rider, hit him in the face,
And then he
and he
trades-
kills the Wolf Rider.
Yeah.
And the other option is you play the Raid Leader, he hits his 1/1 in, and then uses his hero power, which is also deal 1 damage if I saw that correctly,
To kill the Raid
and just kills the Raid Leader anyways.
Exactly. So you want to play board position, use a hero power to kill his minion, and put a minion down yourself.
Yeah, so this is actually,
Pretty good play.
as much as it seems like the weakest play from kind of a mana efficiency standpoint to a degree, because again, hero power is weaker, it is the only play by which you get a minion that won't automatically die.
Yeah. So that was the best play there. Now he plays a raid leader. You know from experience that raid leaders are pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is probably take care of that raid leader somehow. You have a couple of good ways to do that. You could play your own, for example, along with even the boar if you want.
That's what I was thinking, right? He,
And that
he perfectly drew to the board.
because that's to attack, and it can attack right away.
Yeah.
So that seems pretty good.
I was like, oh, I guess it's Raid Leader and hit the taunt in, and then it's like draws boar. I'm like, nope.
And you want to attack with the boar, obviously, because you want to keep the taunt guy alive, and it can also attack.
Yeah.
I very briefly was slightly concerned, and then realized it's not Direwolf Alpha.
Nope. It's raid leader.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
forget
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I will murder you if you ever forget that.
It's very important to hit people in the face,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially in Hearthstone.
Get into a habit of only clicking the end turn button if it's green. Unless you have a coin.
Yeah,
but
I was
that's- there's other
If
scenarios
it's
there.
not green, check why.
Yeah.
And if you still want to click it, you click it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes there's reasons like when you last game when you didn't attack with the River Crocodilus.
Yeah.
That was a good reason.
So now you have 5 mana.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things you could do. You could play a big thing, for example, the Nightblade, or the Sergej Shieldmaster.
So battle cries overcome taunt, right?
He's gonna hit the air.
So the only thing that is affected by taunt is
attacking
the
stuff.
minions actually attacking.
Yeah.
As in you clicking them and dragging them onto the other thing.
And
Hero power can also go past it.
oh, okay, that's good to know.
Spells can go past it, hero powers goes past it, battle cries go past it, death rattles which you don't know that they exist yet go past it.
Everything goes past.
Everything except for regular old attack goes past it.
Okay.
Now transforming that into a 1/1 would be a bit overkill, right?
Yeah.
So you might want to just attack that. But if you play, for example, you play the Nightblade, which minion do you attack the taunt with?
Wait, what?
So you play the Nightblade, that's what you want to do as a play. But you still need to attack too. You have 2 minions that you can attack his taunt. Which one would you attack with? You can play this, by the way, and then make
probably the Nightblade.
The Nightblade can attack.
That can attack.
Oh yeah, it has no. Oh
Doesn't
yeah,
have charge.
Out of the 2 that you currently have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Correct.
Exactly, because the raid leader is still buffing the Nightblade next turn.
Yeah.
So you want to keep that alive, and the raid leader can hit face. And now you enter.
I was going to say, now the button is green and you can press it without any concerns.
Yeah.
I have before made the mistake of
Everyone has.
of pressing it like on a draw or something. It's like no mana open, hits the draw as the last thing, and turn button, and there was a backside.
Now we played a really big thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
In the tutorial it does. I think in the real game that's too small of a threat to polymorph.
Sure, in this situation I do it with the 12 health.
Yeah, I guess in this phase of the game it makes more sense, yeah.
You can attack the face with your dudes, or you can trade, and you can also even take care.
That seems like a bad idea.
That seems like a bad play. You have a better option. Your hero power.
No, the hero power.
The hero power. To take the sheep.
Oh, yeah.
Because the hero power doesn't expand. You can use it next turn as well. If you played the spell, it will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
So now you save it for next turn. And
the only case in which you would have wanted to play the spell instead of the hero power is, one of the very few cases, is if you have 10 cards on your hand, because then if you draw the next card, it just gets destroyed.
There's also a pro tip. You can have only 10 cards in your hand at a time.
There is literally no way around.
But at the start of every single turn, you draw a card. Senjin Shield Master.
I would consider that lethal.
I also consider that lethal.
As a matter of
Can
fact,
you spot how to deal lethal damage?
As a matter of fact, it's relatively easy lethal because I forgot for a brief second that the raid leader can attack.
Yeah. There's several lethals too.
Oh,
that is one option.
Yeah.
You could also play the Wolf Rider.
Yeah, I had a way fancier one. Yeah, you can actually play the Wolf Rider, hit the Nightblade in, hit the Wolf Rider and the hero power into phase, and have still exact lethal without even using the raid leader at all.
You can also just transform it into a sheep because it's funny, and then
yeah,
yeah, right. You can ping off the sheep first if you want to. But you win.
Ping
anyway.
usually refers to using a 1 damage thing, usually the mage hero power. Oh yeah, mage, by the way, is only one of 9 classes. Every class gets access to different cards and to a different hero power.
Yeah. So right now the class you're playing is mage. That's the mage hero, one of them, the standard mage hero, Jaina Prodmore. And there's other classes there. And you got one more card, which is a 5/2 charge.
It's Budget Leroy.
It's Budget Leroy, which deals quite a bit of damage. And you also have one more game to complete the beginner's experience.
It's Illidan Stormrage.
Very famous Warcraft character.
Sadly, his card also isn't very good.
Nope, none or more. He's a demon.
He's a night elf that has a lot of demonic influences.
This fight is totally not fair. It's tough. This is it's not super tough, but it's kind of hard.
Okay.
If we weren't here to give you tips, it might be tough. Might be. Alright, do we get a mulligan this time? Please.
Nope. No. Horrible.
Yeah. So usually when a game starts, you get it like that, but then you get to choose cards that you want to shuffle back into your deck and redraw different ones for it. So you can kind of get a bit better of a selection of what you want in your start.
Yeah, you can literally click every single card individually and decide if you want to keep it or not.
You'll see that maybe in the next video when we play an actual game with you, we'll play through like the training games.
Oh yeah, I mean, you'll see. It's just gonna be rank 50 against more bots.
Or just to play the innkeeper in the training games to unlock the basic cards.
It's not even necessary. Rank 50 is mostly bots anyways. I think you can probably win that without...
You can play some of that at home.
Oh, he has a weapon.
Yeah, a weapon! You have discovered a weapon.
Right.
That allows your hero to attack.
So, your hero attacks. The left number on the weapon, if you hover over it, is the attack. And on the right side is the durability.
That means
whenever you attack, the durability goes down by 1.
Okay.
So if you
can use it one more.
If you then attack with a weapon into a minion, your hero still takes damage equal to the minion's attack.
Okay.
Now you have, for example, the option to play your Overclock Risk.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty good because he would take both his minion and the weapon to kill that.
Yeah, which means he would take 2 damage, he would lose his minion, and his weapon would be gone because it's on 1 durability right now. Which seems like overall like a net gain for you. Almost fake as cards.
Yeah. He does have pretty strong.
Wait, was that just Magic Missiles?
It was Cinder Storm, but better.
Oh, Cinder Storm.
But I think cheaper. No, it was Cinder Storm.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, so you have another choice. Either Wolf Rider, think about why that might be good or bad, and the other one would be Hero Power plus the Voodoo Doctor.
The Hero Plower!
Yeah, that's like an agricultural machine.
There's also like the marketing thing. It's not a regular plower, it's a hero plower. You can ignore our bad jokes and just play the card.
Now I can heroically plow your potato fields.
For truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah. Idaho Gold. Not a sponsor. So if you play Wolf Rider, right, you would obviously want to attack his face, not just trade, because that doesn't seem valuable. Then he, though, can attack your Wolf Rider with his dude and get a value trade. If you play your hero power, you can kill his guy and still play the Voodoo Doctor down, which would be an uncontested minion. Which might be better. So
basically the question is, do you rather have a 3-1 very briefly or a 2-1 for a longer period of time?
It's essentially just deal 3... You want to deal 3 damage to his face now? Or play the minion. And that's the correct choice, by the way. That was much better.
You also heal the correct character, by the way.
Yeah.
Another one.
Another one. You see how weapon can be very useful to take out minions without having to sacrifice your own. Of course, it takes some damage. His hero power is very strong, by the way.
Yeah, I was about to say that's really strong.
Summons 2 of those dudes.
That's almost 4 times as strong as the Paladin hero power.
You have a good card that you can put in the way. The Sentient Shield Master. Because the 3-5 taunt, it literally blocks all of his attack. Like, he can't hit your face at all that turn. So he uses everything he has to run in.
Yeah, and he loses his entire board, he loses his weapon, and he takes 3 damage.
Yeah.
We're also basically telling him his plays at this point again.
Yeah. But I think at this point he would understand when he gets these plays. Is it?
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.
No, that was not good.
Oh,
Never mind.
Man, that was weak. He should have hit that was a bad play by him. He should have fireballed your Sentient Shield Master. Because then he could have attacked face with everything, still dealt the exact same amount of damage, but kept his stuff on the board.
Yeah, he would have been at 3 more health, and he would have had 2 2-1s on the board.
Yep.
And you would have had 1 more health. But he would have had 2 more minions. Trust me, 2 minions are better than 1 health.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, you could argue that a 3-2 minion is better than 2 health.
Yeah.
And 1 mana.
Yep. My blade seems alright, but solid, you can play Shield Master, and you can actually play 2 taunts if you want to. Just lock it up.
Oh, Arcane Explosion is actually also a really good counter to his hero power.
Yeah. So you want to keep that for when he hero powers, that's true.
No, we want to play it right now.
For no effect whatsoever. Along with Wolf Rider.
2 mana do nothing.
Yeah.
I think I might want to do Wolf Rider and Gold Sheriff Footman.
Alright, why is that?
First, because it has charge to get his health down, and to guard myself against his charges.
It's a bit mana inefficient, you know that?
Yeah, but it's definitely a good
it's
train of thought.
It's a decent play. In just as an argument, right? Just as a kind of point of talk. I would argue against it with Nightblade. Because it also deals the 3 damage.
One to the left.
It basically does the same
Yes.
thing, but it puts 4/4 stats on the board.
Instead of the 4/3 that you effectively put on the board otherwise.
And this is more balanced. And it uses your mana curve more efficiently.
Yeah.
The other one isn't much worse. The other play is by no means much worse.
Also, you're still low-key banking on that mountain giant.
Yeah.
You don't have to understand it yet.
Okay.
You'll get there, you'll get there.
Again, rewatch this video in a year and you'll get all the jokes we're making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of the jokes we're making.
Probably. Maybe Mountain Giant is in the Hall of Fame by then.
AFK is also a bit of a...
Yeah, he's not gonna meet that.
I think I'll.
He's gonna stick with your play.
Yeah.
He's gonna stick to his guns.
It's not a bad idea. Decent play. Yeah. He's got a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of war glaives. You know, because it's the one weapon that's associated with him, so he just... Like, that's all he does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean... what he did left him a 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
If he had done what you said, he would have been left with nothing on the board, and Illidan would have 4 less health.
Yeah, would have taken some damage. That was not a very good play by Illidan, by the way. He used a big weapon to attack a small dude.
Yeah, but what I was saying is, if you had done what he said, you would have had nothing left on the board now.
Yeah, because he would have attacked the Nightblade in one go.
So it actually turned out quite well.
It turned out pretty
Okay.
good. And now you have another choice.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be super aggressive...
You know what I low-key also don't hate?
What?
For once, the Rager.
The Rager.
Because, as far as we know, the only way for him to take it out is weapon.
On the same turn, yeah. And that's like dealing 5 damage to himself, which you would accept gladly.
I mean,
It's a good point.
3 mana deal 5 is better than a Fireball from a mana efficiency standpoint. And Fireball is a good card.
Fireball's a very good card. So Rager is definitely a decent play.
The problem is, after Rager, I don't think you have any mana left
How much mana
to
do
do
you
anything
got?
besides hero power 6.
6 or 7. Right, yeah,
So
that's kind of dubious, that's true.
That's the one problem.
You can play Reckless Rocketeer and then it has charge when you do 5.
That's true. Actually, that's a very similar play.
I understand
But
this, but I don't.
Yeah, never mind that. But I still don't hate the Rager on an empty board, but
That's the best it gets. The Magma Rager generally is a bad card. But right now it's probably the best that it gets. Because if he has a minion, it's never good because a minion can almost always value trade it.
see, so that's also kind of like how my thought process when I saw the Rager, and I was like this is the Rager's moment to shine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Although
now I see it.
there is a better alternative right now.
Yeah. There's a couple better alternatives,
Theoretically, the
probably.
question is, are the other cards ever going to be much worse? Is the Rager ever going to be as good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you should Rager, that's probably not a good idea.
I think Reckless Rocketeer is probably better, but you can also play this taunt. Because he cannot kill that taunt with his weapon the next turn.
Yeah, and if he shield masters, he also can hero power for 1 extra damage to face.
I think I'm gonna play the Shield Master.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yes.
sensible.
And the hero power, yeah. And jump on the screen.
See, if you had 2 more mana left over now, it wouldn't be green because of Arcane Explosion, but you'd still want to pass. So, green doesn't necessarily mean don't pass, but not green doesn't necessarily mean don't pass, but oftentimes it does. That's a decent explosion.
He's talking about your card Arcane Explosion.
Yeah, I know.
It's
Because
pretty valuable now.
Mm-hmm.
and then, I mean, just a thought. Once again, it doesn't necessarily have to be anything with a final play, but if you Arcane Explosion now, then you hit everything you currently have on the board in face, and then use the other 5 mana somehow. If you then hit the 4/5 into your taunt,
Which is a 4/4.
which is a 4/4 after Arcane Explosion, it's a 4/1 after hitting the taunt,
So
and you
it's
can just kill it with hero power the turn after.
counter thought, obviously, you could also make it happen right now. You Arcane Explosion, you take the Wolf Rider, hit it into his minion, and kill it with a hero power. Still keeping your taunt and playing a Magma Rage over top of it.
Oh, we're advocating for a Magma Rage on an empty board, I like it.
The idea of that being setting up lethal for next turn.
You know, like that.
Arcane Explosion is good either way.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think Arcane Explosion is kind of like without a doubt the play.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question, do you want to kill his minion this turn? and sacrifice 4 damage that you would otherwise deal to his face.
Yeah, so you can either basically deal 9 to his face this turn, and expect to potentially deal 7 next, well 8 with the hero power. Well, actually, no, way more with the Rocketeer.
5 for Dory.
Or are you gonna just deal 3 to his face right now, but expect to have slightly more potential next turn? Actually, not even. That's a lie. The Rager move doesn't even have more potential on the next turn than the Nightblade. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna trade it now.
So you're gonna use hero power and 1 minion, which is why are you using Wolf Rider? Just
because this has taunt.
Correct. And after the first turn, charge isn't of any value anymore. You can play the Magma Rager, because why not? And now you're looking to win next turn.
I mean, I don't see why not. What the Alright,
right.
that's...
It all went face! That was very lucky.
In this case, the best case.
Very lucky,
Yes.
because your minions didn't die, and now you win.
Yeah, that's... Like...
How do you win?
So 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
He does math.
That's how you win.
So actually,
You can also play the Novice Engineer just for fun.
One small, and I don't want to say trick, but one small added bonus here is, I would personally count the stuff on the board up first.
Yeah.
So you have 8, and then you can just add the Rocketeer, 5,
Yes.
check it, oh it's not enough, go for the Nightblade, check, add that, check, so you don't have to, if you start on the hand, you have to recalculate every single time the full thing.
Exactly.
If you start with a board, you only have to add the stuff from the hand.
It's guaranteed damage anyway, no matter what you play.
Yeah.
You can play Novice Engineer just for fun to draw another card. And
That's just the idea if you want to do the math quicker when you are under a bit of time pressure, you know?
You don't have any mana, so now you can just attack. But yeah, congratulations on graduating the beginner's program, the introductory guide.
Congratulations on graduating Hearthstone Kindergarten.
Hearthstone Kindergarten, yeah. Now you're ready. Not really. But, you are now legally allowed to enter the ranked play, and yeah, you can collect some of these cards that you have unlocked.
Arcane Missiles, those are
pretty good. They're not
nice, but also very random. Oh right,
and
that
you've gotten a card back right away.
Okay.
And a quest. And at this point, you are going to Okay, I'm going to tell you exactly what.
Okay, for 100 style points, you can actually equip. Oh fuck's sake!
And immediately, okay,
that's stupid.
Continue. Yeah. I know.
This is literally gonna explain to you how they've recently changed some cards that you didn't even know until now existed.
Yeah. You just played with some basic cards, and now you get immediately a free golden legendary card.
Oh yeah, that too.
Okay.
But I think he's also gonna get all the information on the changes,
probably.
which is unnecessary for new players.
Just keep clicking.
Just click next a few times. Oh no, that's actually.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. The video is over here.
Actually, do me one favor. Go to my collection. Then, once that has loaded, which apparently takes a while, go to the second to rightmost tab on the top.
Top right?
This one?
Top left,
yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Oh, card back?
And then, the Machine Dreams, you can right-click on that.
Wait, right.
And then, bottom right, make favorite.
So now you immediately use that on your deck.
Yeah, and when you now play, instead of having the card back from Classic before,
you have that.
You now have a 10 times cooler card back than any other opponent you're gonna face. Well, that's not true.
Pretty much. It's pretty
because everyone that plays on PC automatically gets this one, but you know.
But here's go back to the main menu. Bottom right.
Bottom right it says back or
oh yeah.
I was about to say escape.
So the video we're gonna end it here. That was Sergej's introduction to Hearthstone. First of all, how do you like it?
It's quite fun.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, right? Yeah. So I know that he's gonna go home and he's gonna keep playing that for 12 hours, even though he should definitely sleep.
I've got nosebleeds, 2 of them in the last hour.
Yeah. You're gonna come home and your parents are gonna be like, "Whose blood is that on your shirt?"
Because of literal sleep deprivation, he's gonna come home and his family thinks he murdered somebody, but he just got nosebleeds because of sleep deprivation. But he's gonna sit down and play 5 hours of Hearthstone. That's what he's gonna do. But here's the.
You know that no one is forcing you to be here tonight, right?
Yeah.
Here's further proceedings. You are going to first thing you're gonna do is, whenever you get the time to, before you play more, is watch the TrashcanTV Beginner's Guide. That's obviously our video, and we have to plug it, not only because we think it's our video, gotta watch it. It's one of the best videos we ever did, and usually we are usually try to stay humble about stuff, but that video is pretty good. Like 500 people plus don't lie. It's helped out a lot of people.
I'm not sure if he's maybe a little bit too much of a beginner because he's more focused on like collection management, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But
and he barely knows what the collections at this point.
You're gonna watch that video, and then you go into solo adventures, like it's highlighted there, and you play some of the practice games. So I'm just gonna show you quickly how it looks. Solo adventures is still you playing against the AI, and you have a practice menu here, right there. Practice, normal, and then you would play. That basically just allows you to get some play in against practice boards. You start with your card, with your deck right here, the one that you already had, and you can see that you already have 9 more classes that are still locked.
8 more.
8 more, yeah, 9 in total. And you're gonna unlock those basically by playing, by winning with one. You unlock another one. You defeat a class, and then you unlock.
Actually, choose a mage really quickly.
So let's just say we play, and now you can pick who
you can pick your opponent. Those are the classes that exist, and once you've beaten a class, you unlock that class to play yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna though end the video here. We're gonna give him some more instructions about stuff. Yeah. I choose Uther. That's the innkeeper, by the way. It's kind of the guy who the tavern belongs to. Thank you for watching. Let us know what you think, and if you wanna
the innkeeper.
Yeah, if you wanna see more of Sergej playing Hearthstone, I think we can make that happen. He seems to like it, and we're gonna make him a pro at this.
Yeah, and if you want to see more of him playing really anything, check out Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah, he's playing that at the moment. But that's
also you can suggest games, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
If you want to get suggested games for Sergej to play on the side, we can.
Or for us,
we can go ahead and have a look at that. But yeah, Sergej. Maybe if he becomes good, he's getting his own Hearthstone series on the channel. So hype for that. Sergej, by the way, you are also in the Discord server. Yes. The link to which is in the description, by the way, which you, the viewer, can also go join and talk to us. Sergej himself. Sergej, what's your name in the Discord?
The White Shadow.
Yeah, he's an admin like the two of us. So you can tell.
Yeah, and has his name in parentheses, so you can't really miss him.
Yes. So you can go join the Discord server, link in the description, talk to us, talk to the community about some Hearthstone. Maybe you're kind of a beginner yourself. We have a lot of beginners in there. Sergej now a brand new beginner as introduction to the channel. Some experienced players also to help you out and get better.
So wait, now I have to actually add my role?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that for you.
Yeah. So, exactly. So, thank you for watching this video. Again, let us know what you think. And maybe it was refreshing for even a more experienced player to see a beginner kind of go through the thing again. And I believe we're going to see more of this, guys. So leave a like on this if you happen to enjoy it. And subscribe to TrashcanTV to not miss more of our content. If you're a beginner yourself, go look at our beginner's guide. And if you're interested in some decks, we have a full budget series for all the classes that is still a work in progress, but some of them already have been released. That are pretty good for a little amount of dust for kind of newish players to attack the ladder in a somewhat successful manner. So thank you for watching, and we're going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
Sergej.
That's it.
That's it.